It's particularly poignant for me to be out this year talking to people as they work hard to rebuild our community even stronger. If we think back, 7 weeks ago today, much of our city was underwater. And here we are now, just 7 weeks later, celebrating the community, celebrating the Marda Loop communities, celebrating ourselves as Calgarians, and I think that's pretty amazing. So I've had lots and lots of images burned into my mind this summer, and I'd like to thank you all for giving me some more. And I think I'm going to have some kind of terrifying ones doing the pet pageant. Welcome to my job. Anyway, I never thought I'd be judging a pet pageant. I'm particularly scared about the bathing suit competition. But I've had lots of images in my mind, and some of them have been pretty awful. Images of the Bow and Elbow rivers, which I call the bloodstream of every Calgarian, running higher and faster and angrier than we've ever seen them before. Images of neighborhoods underwater, of streets that are canals, of people who've lost everything inside their homes. But there's been a lot of other images too, and these are the ones that I'm going to carry with me. The couple in Bowness, whose entire house has been gutted to the studs. They took a piece of plywood and painted something with spray paint and put it up on the tree in their front yard. The tree wasn't touched, they were very lucky. And it said, "We lost some stuff. We gained a community." And to me, that's really what this has all been about. Images of those public servants. The wastewater and water treatment guys risking their lives because, remember, they work in the river to make sure that we had safe, clean drinking water throughout the entire thing. The police officers on the 20th hour of their shift, treating elderly citizens with compassion and care and love as they were evacuating them from their homes. All the public servants that we are so blessed to have. I get to go to work every day with 20,000 colleagues. Brian Churchman, by the way, is one of my colleagues. In addition to the great work he does for the Alberta, help me out, ARCS. The crew, the word crew is what confuses me, the whole thing. In addition to that, of course, he too is a great public servant, one of my colleagues at the City of Calgary. And I'm blessed to have them. I'm blessed to have great politicians, sure. The two aldermen for this area who are both incredible, hardworking, and both of whom were deeply, deeply impacted by the flood. And they're both here today, Alderman John Marr and Alderman Brian Pincott. I'm blessed to have them both as colleagues. Thank you both. But more important than that, more important than all the public servants, whether they're politicians or the garbage men, I think they have fancier titles now, I still call them garbage men, who worked 18-hour shifts going up and down the streets of neighborhoods to try and bring a bit of normalcy back. But you know what? The one image that will be stuck in my mind forever, the one that I am never, ever, ever going to forget, is the image of that citizen covered from head to toe in mud and mosquito bites, cut and scraped and bruised, working incredibly hard to save the home of someone she doesn't even know. I've heard that story hundreds and thousands of times. People who say to me, "Mayor, my neighborhood was fine, my basement is dry, but I was affected by the flood because my neighbors were affected by the flood." And I've come to Rideau, or Roxborough, or Earlton, or Bowness, or Sunnyside, and I've come because even though I don't know this neighborhood, I know these people need my help. That's how I knew that we were going to get through this flood stronger than we've ever been before. Because we have people, every single one of us, who understand that we can use our own two hands, our own hearts, our own minds to make the community better for others. So my few words are almost up. I think I've talked for about 5 seconds, right? Maybe 15. But I want to give you guys some homework. Are you ready for some homework? And for the kids here, I am sorry that but school is starting soon, and I'm giving you some summer homework. It's good homework, though. The homework is, for the rest of this year, I want you to go out. I want you to eat. I want you to drink. I want you to shop. I want you to spend money. And I'm particularly doing it in those flood-impacted neighborhoods. We have to make sure that not one small business goes under as a result of these floods, and we have the power to do that. Oh, there's Alderman John Mark. I just see you now. Looking very New Orleans or something. Give me 4 more years with him and I might teach him how to dress. And he does it at council meetings too. The other thing I want you to do is make sure that we are looking after our neighbors, because yesterday I was at an event, and when they introduced me, they said, the cleanup is just about complete. And I got to tell you, that's not true at all. Our streets are clean, the garbage is off, but there's a lot of work to do. There's years of work to do, and particularly there's lots of work to do for our neighbors. There's a lot of our neighbors who are not back in their homes at all. There are a lot of our neighbors who are back in their homes, but they're like camping indoors. They're in their houses, but there's nothing else there. The houses have been stripped down to the studs. And we got to look after these folks. When school starts and people realize we don't have any more school supplies, when Thanksgiving comes and people realize that all those heirloom dishes that they had in the basement are gone, when Christmas comes, our neighbors are going to be in a lot of pain. And it's our job, as their neighbors, as their family, as their friends, to make sure they know we're looking after them. To make sure that we're there for them, that we're offering to host that Thanksgiving dinner, that we're taking their kids to school on the first couple of days. That's what makes community. That's what really, really matters. And all of us have the power to make that change. And I hope all of us will accept that homework. Are you ready for that? All right. Let's look at some pets in evening gowns.
Thank you. Your worship.